Assalamu alaikum viewers. German Pardesi is back. I have a little bit of free time at hand because we are into our third lockdown and very strict lockdown this time in Germany. Um, we can only wear specific masks and going out, and everything is सू बंद है सब कुछ तो आई वॉज वॉचिंग नेटफ्लिक्स पे ब्रिजटन आई थिंक आप लोगों ने भी देखा होगा इट इज़ रिटन फ्रॉम जूलिया क्विन हैज़ रिटन इट एंड इट हैड आई थिंक 8 episodes in it. First season is there, second season is in the planning, is coming, anxiously waiting. So how did you like it? If you see, I really enjoyed it. It is set in the 1830s, in the London high society in the ball season. So that was a completely different era. That was completely different society. That was completely different etiquettes. I, as growing up, हमारे ज़माने में फिर भी there were a few etiquettes that we would follow, but children nowadays have very different way of living. Anyway, it was very interesting, extremely interesting, because you get to know a new, not in this way new, it is old, but still a new way of life, how people used to live. I am very interested in this thing, so I just wanted to share it with you. The most important thing in this whole episodes was the character of Lady Whistledown. It was said by Julia. What is that woman called? Wait a minute. Let me. Julia Andrews. Yeah, Julia Andrews. She has given her voice for Lady Whistledown. Lady Whistledown is a character, like we would say, we call it like here in Germany, BZ, Berliner Zeitung, that is Berlin's newspaper, because it's the gossip newspaper. So any auntie or anybody who is a gossip type is she's BZ, BZ है. तो हमारे हमारे कल्चर में भी एशियन कल्चर में भी ऐसी आंटीज बहुत होती who are BZs, who like to sort of talk around about everything. They know about everything and they don't know about everything क्योंकि वो गलत, they're always on the wrong track. But anyway, this Lady Whistledown character is really interesting, and the way she controls the whole society, the high society. We do that in German. It means hochnäsig. Hochnäsig means people who are yeah, hochnäsig. How do I'll find out and post it. It's like stuck up. Like in English language we say that people are stuck up. So there are 8 brothers and sisters. Let me start from the first one. That is Anthony, is the eldest, who is the count, who's the head of the family. After his father, he looks after the family, so he's the one who's answerable for everybody, and he has a very, very beautiful relationship with his sister. Second one is Benedict, who wants to be a painter. Then is Colin, goes on and have an affair with the dresser. Then is Daphne. It was this season was dedicated to Daphne. We'll come to that later. Then is Eloise. Eloise is the younger sister of Daphne, and she's like the practical one. Then is Francesca. She comes back at the very end of the season, because she had been traveling somewhere. And the two kids, Gregory and Herr Sinet. These in the children. Definite character, the way they have shown it is a very beautiful character. It is like we used to have it in our time as well. The girls are pressurized that they should get married. They have no other future in their life. They have to get married, and that's it. They have to have either they get married as soon as possible, or they are considered spinsters. Zamana has changed for good or for bad, whatever, but it was like that. Then there is another family. This is another family, and there is the Frederikstons, and they have a very interesting character. They have in their family they have colors like this. Frederictons, जो हैं, they wear like yellows, orange, colors, and this other family, the family from Andrew and Daphne, they wear like pastel colors, so subdued pastel colors. So, and as it turns out, if you have not seen, then I'll not blow the whistle and tell you who Lady Whistledown is. But people who know would be laughing at this thing now, because this is beautiful. There are three sisters: Prudence, Philippa, and Penelope. And Penelope is this sweet little chubby little thing. She is the friend of Eloise, and Eloise is the one who's always trying to find who Lady Whistledown is. The most interesting thing is that the Queen assigns her to do that. Queen here, the Queen Charlotte, they've shown a black queen, in the George III, the wife of King George III, who was mentally unstable. Now I don't know. I was doing a Wikipedia research, and it is not defined anywhere that she was black, but there are rumors that she could have been from color.
Now, the Regency season is managed by a number of very powerful matriarchal figures. Mrs. Bridgerton, Mrs. Featherington, obviously trying to find suitable husbands for their daughters, but there is also Queen Charlotte and the Dowager Lady Danbury. And so I'd like to go now to Golda and Adjoa. Golda, let me start with you. Tell us about Queen Charlotte. And by that, I mean the Bridgerton version of Queen Charlotte, because she's not in JUlia Quinn's books, is she? And and this is a really quite important premise behind the show. So explain that to us.
Yes, I mean, it's really important to note that she is not in the books. So she is of the world of Bridgerton. And I think it was a really important thing to kind of place in this world, to show society, to show who is running society, to show the kind of the royal lifestyle, who is in charge, who says yay or nay, who's in, who's out. Who has the finger on the pulse of the gossip of the day. And I think it's really fascinating and very clever of Chris and the team to put a black queen in this world, that then you're able to push the boundaries out to make space for a very beautiful, colourful show where black and brown people are at the front and shown in a positive light.
So that was very interesting for me at this point. The second point that I do think was not good was that they showed too much of physical contact between husband and wife in the 5th, 6th and 7th episode, and that was not really something you would want to see with your family. That was a little bit too much. Could have shown a little bit to Joe, under the circumstances they got married and everything. They could have shown a little bit that they were getting intimate and understanding each other, but that was too much. Understand on my part. But that's how it is. They could have left it out. The second season is in planning. It was announced yesterday, 21st of January. It was announced that there will be a second season, and this season will be for Anthony. So we will see more of Anthony now, with his problems, with his backdrops, with his he's eingeklemmt. Eingeklemmt is the person who is like, because he has too much responsibility on himself, so he doesn't feel himself free for doing all that he has to. Very interesting season. If you haven't watched it, please go back and watch it. Beautiful. I would not tell you who Lady Whistledown is, because if you haven't seen it, then it'll spoil your season. So happy findings. Till then, Pardesi, Pardesi,